If you are listening to this message today, I want you to stop for a moment and breathe. The world has been demanding your attention. Responsibilities have been pulling on you from every direction. People have been expecting things from you. Life has been asking questions that you do not yet have answers for. And somewhere along the journey, your heart became tired. Not because you stopped believing, not because you stopped trying, not because you stopped praying, but because carrying hope for a long time can become exhausting. There are people listening to me right now who have waited for years. Years for healing, years for restoration, years for financial stability, years for open doors, years for peace, years for a breakthrough that has not yet arrived. And if we are honest, waiting can sometimes make us feel forgotten. Not forgotten by people, forgotten by God. You may never say those words out loud. You may never tell anyone how you feel. You may continue attending church. You may continue praying. You may continue smiling. Yet deep inside, a silent question remains. God, do you still remember me? God, do you still see me? God, do you still care about what I am carrying? God, are you still working on my behalf? If those questions have ever crossed your mind, this message is for you. Because today I want to remind you of something that disappointment tries to make us forget. God has not forgotten you, not for a single day, not for a single moment, not through your victories, not through your failures, not through your tears, not through your waiting, not through your confusion. God has not forgotten you. The challenge is that we often measure God's presence by visible results. When things are moving, we believe He is working. When prayers are answered, we believe He is listening. When opportunities appear, we believe He is near. But what happens when the results do not come? What happens when the prayer remains unanswered? What happens when the opportunity never arrives? What happens when another year passes and nothing seems different? That is when faith is tested. Not when everything is going well, not when life is easy, not when blessings are overflowing. Faith is tested in the silence. Faith is tested in the waiting. Faith is tested when nothing around you appears to be changing. Yet those are often the moments when God is doing His deepest work. You see, God is not only interested in changing your circumstances, He is also interested in developing your character. Many of us pray for the destination. God often works on the person who will arrive there. We pray for success. God develops humility. We pray for influence. God develops wisdom. We pray for open doors. God develops maturity. We pray for the blessing. God develops the person who can sustain the blessing. And because of that, the process often takes longer than we expected. But longer does not mean forgotten. Delayed does not mean denied. Waiting does not mean abandoned. The fact that your breakthrough has not arrived yet does not mean it never will. The fact that your prayer remains unanswered does not mean God has stopped listening. The fact that your path feels difficult does not mean your purpose has disappeared. You are still being led. You are still being shaped. You are still being prepared. And one day you will look back and realize that even during the seasons when nothing seemed to be happening, God was working in ways you could not see. So today I want you to listen carefully, not with your ears alone. Listen with your heart. Because this message is not for the person who has already arrived. This message is for the person who is still walking, still believing, still hoping, still praying, still waiting, and wondering if God remembers their name. He does. He remembers you, and He has not forgotten you. The loneliness of the journey. There are battles that people can see, and there are battles that nobody sees. The hardest battles are often the invisible ones. The battles of the heart, the battles of the mind, the battles that happen behind closed doors, the battles that take place after everyone else has gone home. Many people know what it feels like to be surrounded by people and still feel alone. They smile in public. They laugh in conversations. They attend gatherings. They continue showing up. Yet deep within, there is a loneliness that words struggle to explain. It is the loneliness of carrying burdens that nobody understands. It is the loneliness of fighting battles that nobody sees. It is the loneliness of feeling misunderstood. Sometimes people assume that because you are still standing, you are not struggling. Because you continue functioning, they assume you are fine. Because you continue helping others, they assume you do not need help yourself. Yet some of the strongest people are carrying the heaviest burdens. And some of the people who encourage others the most are desperately searching for encouragement themselves. If you have ever felt alone, hear this clearly. You are not alone. You may feel isolated. You may feel forgotten. You may feel invisible, but you are not alone. God is present in places where human beings cannot go. He enters rooms where nobody else can enter. He sees tears that nobody else sees. He hears prayers that nobody else hears. He understands pain that nobody else understands. There are moments when people will disappoint you. There are moments when friends will leave. There are moments when support will disappear. There are moments when the people you expected to stand beside you will walk away. But even then, God remains. He remains when people leave. He remains when doors close. He remains when expectations fail. He remains when life becomes difficult. And sometimes his presence becomes most real during the loneliest seasons of life. Not because he enjoys your pain, but because loneliness often removes the distractions that prevent us from hearing his voice. Many people discovered their purpose during lonely seasons. Many people discovered their strength during lonely seasons. Many people discovered God's faithfulness during lonely seasons. The loneliness was painful, but it was also transformative. Do not despise the season. Do not assume that because you feel alone, you have been abandoned. God often does his deepest work when there is nobody left to impress and nowhere left to run. The loneliness will not last forever. The silence will not last forever. The struggle will not last forever. One day, the people who do not see your value today may be surprised by what God does tomorrow. But until then, keep walking, keep believing, keep trusting, because God has not forgotten you, and he has been walking beside you every step of the journey. What God is doing behind the scenes. One of the greatest frustrations in life is not knowing what God is doing. We like answers. We like certainty. We like visible progress. We like understanding. Yet God often works in ways that cannot be immediately seen. While we are looking for movement, he is building foundations. While we are looking for results, he is developing character. While we are looking for open doors, he is preparing us for what lies behind those doors. Many people assume that if they cannot see God's hand, God must not be working. But that is not true. A builder spends more time on the foundation than people realize. Most of the important work happens before the building becomes visible. The same principle applies to life. There are things God is building beneath the surface. Wisdom, patience, discernment, strength, maturity, faith. These things cannot always be measured. They cannot always be photographed. They cannot always be celebrated. Yet they are essential, because when the blessing finally arrives, you will need the strength to sustain it. When the opportunity finally comes, you will need the wisdom to manage it. When the breakthrough appears, you will need the character to carry it. God is never late. He is never confused. He is never surprised. And he is never inactive. Even when heaven appears silent, God is still working. Even when progress seems slow, God is still working. Even when your emotions tell you otherwise, God is still working. There are pieces being arranged that you cannot see. There are conversations taking place that you do not know about. There are opportunities moving toward you that have not yet appeared. There are answers developing beyond your current view. Do not judge your future based upon today's circumstances. There is more happening than you realize. Trust the process. Trust the timing. Trust the God who sees the entire picture. Because he has not forgotten you. He is preparing something greater than you can currently imagine. Refuse to quit. The greatest victories often belong to people who simply refuse to quit. Not necessarily the smartest, not necessarily the strongest, not necessarily the most talented, but the ones who refused to surrender, the ones who kept believing, the ones who kept showing up, the ones who kept moving forward despite disappointment. Life will give you reasons to quit. Fear will give you reasons to quit. Pain will give you reasons to quit. Discouragement will give you reasons to quit. But your future requires you to keep moving. Do not quit because the road is difficult. Do not quit because progress is slow. Do not quit because people doubted you. Do not quit because circumstances became challenging. Keep going. One more prayer, one more step, one more day, one more act of faith, One more decision to trust God. Many breakthroughs happen immediately after people are tempted to quit. Many victories arrive just beyond the point where discouragement becomes strongest. Do not stop now. You have come too far. You have survived too much. You have overcome too many battles. Keep moving. Keep believing. Keep trusting, because God is not finished with you. Your best days are still ahead. As this message comes to a close, I want to leave you with hope. Not false hope, not wishful thinking, real hope. The hope that comes from knowing that God remains faithful. The hope that comes from knowing that difficult seasons do not last forever. The hope that comes from knowing that pain has an expiration date. The hope that comes from knowing that your story is still being written. There is more ahead of you, more joy, more peace, more wisdom, more growth, more opportunities, more purpose, more fulfillment. The chapter you are living today is not the final chapter. The struggle is not the end. The disappointment is not the end. The waiting is not the end. The rejection is not the end. God has not brought you this far to abandon you now. He has not carried you through previous battles only to leave you in this one. He has not sustained you all these years without purpose. Your life still matters. Your purpose still matters. Your future still matters. And the God who created you is still guiding your steps. So lift your head, take a deep breath, release your fears, release your doubts, release your worries, and choose to believe again. Choose to hope again. Choose to trust again, because God has not forgotten you. He knows your name. He knows your story. He knows your pain. He knows your dreams. And in His perfect timing, He will reveal what He has been preparing all along. Until then, keep walking, keep believing, keep praying, keep trusting, and never forget this truth. God has not forgotten you. Not yesterday, not today, not tomorrow, not ever. There is a particular kind of pain that comes from rejection. It is not the pain of losing something. It is the pain of not being chosen. It is watching a door open for someone else while remaining closed for you. It is giving your best effort and still hearing the word no. It is believing you belong somewhere only to discover that you are standing alone. Rejection has a way of touching deep places within the human heart. It makes people question their value. It makes people question their worth. It makes people question their purpose. And if it is not handled carefully, rejection can become a prison. Many people spend years trying to recover from words that were spoken against them. Many people spend years trying to prove themselves because someone once made them feel insignificant. Many people spend years carrying wounds that nobody else can see. Perhaps you know that feeling. Perhaps there were people you expected to support you, but they did not. Perhaps there were opportunities you expected to receive, but they never came. Perhaps there were relationships you believed would last forever, but they ended. Perhaps there were dreams that seemed certain, yet somehow they slipped through your fingers. Rejection can leave scars. Yet what if I told you that some of the greatest blessings begin disguised as rejection? What if the closed door was not punishment? What if it was protection? What if the opportunity you lost was not your destiny? What if God was preserving you for something better? The problem is that we only see the present moment. God sees the entire journey. We see today's disappointment. God sees tomorrow's breakthrough. We see the closed door. God sees the danger behind it. We see the rejection. God sees the redirection. Many times we cry over things God intentionally removed from our lives, not because He wanted to hurt us, but because He loved us enough to protect us. There are places you wanted to go that would have damaged you. There are people you wanted to keep who would have wounded you. There are opportunities you wanted to receive that would have distracted you from your purpose. And because God sees what you cannot see, He sometimes says no when you desperately want Him to say yes. In those moments, it feels unfair. It feels painful. It feels confusing. Yet years later, many people discovered that God's no was actually one of the greatest blessings they ever received. The rejection that devastated them became the turning point that transformed them. The disappointment that broke their heart became the beginning of a better story. The loss that caused them to cry eventually revealed a greater purpose. This is why you must be careful not to define yourself by rejection. A person's opinion does not determine your value. A closed door does not determine your future. A disappointment does not determine your destiny. Your worth was never meant to be measured by people's approval. People can misunderstand you. People can overlook you. People can underestimate you. People can reject you. But none of those things have the power to change who God says you are. You are not valuable because people celebrate you. You are valuable because God created you. You are not important because people recognize you. You are important because God knows your name. You are not chosen because people select you. You are chosen because God has a purpose for your life. The danger of rejection is that it tries to convince you to stop believing in yourself. It whispers lies. It tells you that you are not enough. It tells you that you will never succeed. It tells you that your best days are behind you. It tells you that there is no reason to keep trying. Do not believe those lies. The same God who brought you through previous battles will bring you through this one. The same God who sustained you yesterday will sustain you tomorrow. The same God who carried you through disappointment will carry you into victory. What others rejected, God can restore. What others ignored, God can elevate. What others abandoned, God can rebuild. And what others thought was finished, God can bring back to life. Your story is not over because someone walked away. Your future is not destroyed because someone failed to appreciate your value. Your purpose is not canceled because someone underestimated your potential. God is still writing your story. God is still opening doors. God is still creating opportunities. God is still preparing blessings, and often the greatest chapters begin immediately after the greatest disappointments. So release the rejection, release the bitterness, release the resentment, release the pain. Do not allow yesterday's wounds to steal tomorrow's joy. Do not allow past disappointments to rob you of future possibilities. Keep your heart open. Keep your faith alive. Keep your eyes forward, because God has a way of taking what was meant to break you and using it to build you. He has a way of turning wounds into wisdom, pain into purpose, loss into lessons, and rejection into preparation. The door that closes behind you today may be directing you toward the door that changes your life tomorrow. Trust Him, even when you do not understand, even when you cannot see, even when the road ahead appears uncertain. Trust Him, because God has not forgotten you, and He is not finished with your story. The pain of waiting. One of the hardest experiences in life is waiting for something that matters deeply to you. Waiting tests the heart in ways that few other things can. It is difficult to wait when everyone around you seems to be moving forward. It is difficult to wait when opportunities appear to be locating other people. It is difficult to wait when prayers remain unanswered and questions remain unresolved. Waiting can make even strong people feel weak. It can make hopeful people feel discouraged. It can make faithful people wonder if their faith is making any difference at all. Perhaps you know what that feels like. Perhaps you have stood at the window of your own life, watching time pass, watching birthdays come and go, watching years come and go, watching dreams remain unfinished, watching doors remain closed, watching situations remain unchanged. And every passing season seems to whisper the same question. How much longer? How much longer must I wait? How much longer must I struggle? How much longer must I believe before I see results? The truth is that waiting has a unique way of exposing what is hidden within us. Waiting reveals our fears. Waiting reveals our doubts. Waiting reveals our frustrations. Waiting reveals the places where we are tempted to quit. And yet, waiting also has the power to develop strength that cannot be developed any other way. A tree that grows too quickly often develops weak roots, but a tree that survives storms develops strength beneath the surface. The same is true for people. Many of the strongest people you will ever meet did not become strong because life was easy. They became strong because life was difficult. They became strong because they survived seasons they never expected to face. They became strong because they learned how to trust when they could not see. You may not realize it yet, but your waiting season is teaching you things that success alone could never teach. It is teaching you patience. It is teaching you endurance. It is teaching you faith. It is teaching you perseverance. It is teaching you how to continue moving forward even when visible progress is limited. And while those lessons are uncomfortable, they are also valuable. Because the person you are becoming during this season matters. You may be focused on what you want God to do, but God is also focused on who you are becoming. The destination matters, but the journey matters too. The blessing matters, but the character required to carry the blessing matters as well. The open door matters, but the wisdom required to walk through that door matters too. Sometimes God delays certain things because He is preparing us for them, not because He wants to hurt us, not because He enjoys our suffering, but because He sees the future more clearly than we do. He knows what is ahead. He knows what responsibilities are coming. He knows what opportunities are approaching. He knows what challenges are waiting around the corner, and He wants us prepared. The difficulty is that preparation often feels like delay. Growth often feels slow. Development often feels invisible. Yet invisible does not mean unimportant. Every day you continue believing matters. Every day you continue praying matters. Every day you continue showing up matters. Every day you refuse to surrender matters. You may not see the results immediately, but your faithfulness is not being wasted. Your perseverance is not being wasted. Your tears are not being wasted. Your prayers are not being wasted. The God who sees the sparrow also sees you. The God who numbers the stars also knows your name. The God who created the universe is not confused by your situation. He is not overwhelmed by your problem. He is not intimidated by your obstacle. He is not worried about your future. And because He is not worried, you do not have to live in fear. Yes, there will be difficult days. Yes, there will be moments when discouragement tries to overwhelm you. Yes, there will be seasons when you feel exhausted. But do not allow temporary feelings to become permanent conclusions. Just because you feel forgotten does not mean you are forgotten. Just because you feel alone does not mean you are alone. Just because you feel delayed does not mean your future has been canceled. There is still purpose ahead of you. There is still hope ahead of you. There is still joy ahead of you. There is still restoration ahead of you. And there is still a future that God has prepared for your life. Hold on. Keep believing. Keep walking. Keep trusting. The season will not last forever. The waiting will not last forever. The pain will not last forever. One day you will look back and discover that what felt like a delay was actually preparation. What felt like silence was actually development. What felt like abandonment was actually protection. And what felt like the end was only the beginning of a new chapter. Because God has not forgotten you. Not now, not ever. The person you are becoming. Before this message comes to an end, there is one more thing I want you to understand. You have spent so much time focusing on what you have lost that you may have forgotten to notice what you have gained. You have spent so much time looking at what did not happen that you may have overlooked what has happened within you. Because while you were waiting, something was changing. While you were struggling, something was developing. While you were crying, something was growing. You were becoming stronger. Not the kind of strength that comes from success. The kind of strength that comes from survival. The kind of strength that comes from standing after life has knocked you down. The kind of strength that comes from believing after disappointment. The kind of strength that comes from trusting God when nothing around you makes sense. Years ago, certain situations would have destroyed you. Years ago, certain disappointments would have broken you. Years ago, certain betrayals would have completely stopped you. But look at you now. You are still standing. You are still believing. You are still moving forward. You are still praying. You are still hoping. You are still dreaming. And that means something. The battles you have faced have changed you. The tears have changed you. The waiting has changed you. The rejection has changed you. The disappointments have changed you. Not by making you weaker, by making you deeper. There is a wisdom that only pain can teach. There is a compassion that only suffering can produce. There is a maturity that only difficult seasons can develop. And there is a relationship with God that often grows strongest during seasons of struggle. Many people want the testimony. Few people want the process. Many people want the victory. Few people want the battle. Many people want the blessing. Few people want the preparation. Yet preparation is where character is formed. Preparation is where faith grows. Preparation is where endurance develops. Preparation is where God shapes people for greater things. You may not fully understand it today, but one day you will. One day you will look back and realize that God was doing far more than answering prayers. He was transforming you. He was building a version of you that could carry greater responsibility, a version of you that could handle greater blessings, a version of you that could survive greater challenges, a version of you that could help other people through their own storms. Because one day somebody is going to need your story. One day somebody is going to need your testimony. One day somebody is going to need the wisdom you gained from your pain. One day somebody is going to need the encouragement that only you can give. And when that day comes, you will be able to say, I know what it feels like to wait. I know what it feels like to cry. I know what it feels like to be disappointed. I know what it feels like to feel forgotten. But I also know what it feels like to survive. I know what it feels like to keep going. I know what it feels like to trust God. I know what it feels like to watch Him carry me through. Your story is still being written. The chapter you are living now is important, but it is not the final chapter. There are pages you have not yet read, blessings you have not yet seen, doors you have not yet walked through, people you have not yet met, victories you have not yet celebrated, prayers you have not yet seen answered. Do not let today's struggle convince you that tomorrow has nothing to offer. Your future still contains possibilities. Your future still contains purpose. Your future still contains promise. And most importantly, your future still contains God. The same God who was with you in the valley will be with you on the mountain. The same God who was with you in the storm will be with you in the sunshine. The same God who was with you during the waiting will be with you during the harvest. He has not changed. His faithfulness has not changed. His love has not changed. His promises have not changed. And His plans for your life have not changed. So do not be discouraged. Do not be afraid. Do not surrender to hopelessness. Lift your eyes. Lift your heart. Lift your expectations. Because the person you are becoming is stronger than the person you used to be, wiser than the person you used to be, more compassionate than the person you used to be, more faithful than the person you used to be. And one day you will thank God for carrying you through every difficult season, not because the pain was enjoyable, but because the process produced something beautiful within you. You are not who you were. You are growing. You are maturing. You are becoming. And God is not finished with you yet. The story continues. The journey continues. The purpose continues. And your best days may still be ahead. So keep walking. Keep believing. Keep trusting. Because God has not forgotten you, and neither has your future.